Today's class will be importance on elementary conservation of water. First one is climate change adaptation. We know that from the module 1, 2 and 3, the rainfall is not continuous throughout India. We know that the patterns also change. Unless if we conserve that water, there are dry days and there are monsoon. Note that there are 7 months of dry days and 5 months of monsoon. During the dry days, we have to have the conservation of water so that we can utilize during the hot dry days, and during the 7 months this water can be used. Some year there might be drought and some year there might be very heavy rainfall, especially irregular rainfall. These kind of uncertainties, natural uncertainties, when we have a elementary practice of conservation of water, which will help us to overcome in this situation. Second thing is prevents water scarcity. We know that there is a rapid urbanization of population in India. This is 2025 statistics. In India, we have highest amount of population in Delhi. Around we have 3.5 crore of people are there as of 2025. And these are the top ranked cities. In Mumbai, around 2.2 crore people, Kolkata is 1.6, Bengaluru is 1.5, Chennai is 1.2 around. Hyderabad is 11.6 million or 1.1 crore of people, the estimated population, and year by year this grows. We know that when we are growing, year by year the population is growing, then the demand will increase. When growing this demand, we don't have a natural pattern of increasing the rainfall. The rainfall is constant throughout the year. This is a natural process, we know that. Now we should have a conservation practice in order to meet this demand. Since the population increase, amount of facility increase, we need more amount of water for different purposes. So for this reason, we have to have a conservation of water practice. Now, how to maintain groundwater levels? We have a high amount of groundwater depletion crisis in these cities, well developed and metro cities. For that, we need conservation strategies such as flooding percolation, check dams, dug wells like this, injection well. These things I have discussed in earlier module. By this technique, every river, every stream has to have this kind of system, check dams or through dug well recharge. Water which overflows, and this could be used for dug well recharge. Also the injection well, whenever we collect the excess amount of rainfall, this can be letted into injection wells. This helps during groundwater crisis. Present day conservation should have rainwater conservation strategies such as rainwater harvesting, artificial recharge. These are all called artificial recharge technique, and controlled usage. This helps us to maintain groundwater levels. Next one, reduces pressure on urban water supply. We should have an integrated water resource management, IWRM. When we are having surface water, the excess amount of surface water during the monsoon period could be used to recharge the groundwater. During a rainfall, we have to use the rainwater harvesting system through every construction. Whenever we improve the infrastructure development, such as construction of building, roads, should have rainwater harvesting system, wastewater usage. These things has to have a integrated water system. So we generate waste, and this has to be properly treated by waste disposal technique, and the treated water can be used for irrigation purpose. It naturally improves the groundwater. The excess amount of water gets penetrated inside. This will improve the crop by having enough nutrition. There are different water, the industrial effluents and domestic wastewater. Domestic wastewater particularly used to improve the crop yielding. So the yield gets more when you use domestic wastewater. These researches has been done when we are using normal water and the wastewater in Israel. well developed countries, they use domestic wastewater. They have rich nutrients and dissolved macronutrients. This improves the crop production. So like this, the water should have integrated waste management. The wastewater should not be taken to the river and it is going towards the ocean. This is an improper way of handling. It can be used for agricultural process. This improves, this creates reduction of pressure on urban water supply. If we are using fresh water for all the purpose such as agriculture, industrial practice, etc., this creates pressure on the water demand. The integrated water management helps us to improve. If we have an elementary water conservation system, it saves energy. No, there is a concept called water, energy, and food nexus. What do you mean by that? The water is used for two main purposes. Cooling the power plants, we generate energy. For all the power plant, we need water. Hydroelectric power plant, thermal power plant, nuclear power plant, etc. They need water for generating the energy. Now, water is required for food. In the sense, we need food for crops, food for livestock, which are called animals, and food is required for processing, cooking food, etc. So, the water is base for energy generation and food. The same way, food relies on this too. Without energy, you cannot create food. That is, you need energy to manage the tractors. We are using tractors, we are processing the food through industrial technology. For that we need energy. If we have the land availability, then we can use it for irrigation purpose, like that. The same way, energy, food, and water, these three are interlinked. If we manage the water well, which could be used for both energy and food. Now this is called water conservation strategy. So this is a energy saving technique. Next thing, this is a simple calculation. If we need 1 ton of rice, we need around 3000 to 5000 meter cube of water. So 1 meter cube has 1000 liters, around 3000 into 1000. This will become 3 lakhs of water. Now for 1 kg of rice, you need around 3000 to 5000 liters of water and around approximately 500 to 1000 kilowatt of energy which is required. All the three are interlinked. If we preserve only one component, which helps us to efficiently run the other two concepts. Now, next thing, reduce the cost of water. In the present day, we have smart meters, how much water is being consumed. Daily we can monitor. If there is any leakages, if there is any abnormal usage, we can detect by this smart water meters. So this average in a house, we have the amount of water consumption, so we can multiply and we can quantify. Without having a proper quantification of water, which is very difficult to quantify the process and to supply. Next thing is leak detection system. Wherever there is abnormal leakage of water, we can detect through this IoT based monitoring. This reduces the cost of water. Next thing, we have that IoT based smart water management. Correctly identify the pH TDS level through the flow meter. It can automatically signal through the cloud, and by this you can understand that if the water is treated well, then it can be let out for agricultural purpose. So all the water has to be treated before using for agricultural purpose. We should have a quantity and quality parameters in order to use for gardening, usage of flush, etc. So these things can be identified by this pH TDS level monitor, sensors, and flow meter. By using a separate IoT device, we can monitor this. So this reduces cost of water. Next thing, it ensures the future availability. We have sustainable development goals. One of its goal is goal 6, ensures availability and sustainable management of water sanitation for all. We can ensure that there is a clean water and sanitation. The importance of elementary water conservation system is it protects environment and ecosystem by the way of grey water reuse. So if we have fresh water which can be used for sink, shower, this could be collected and certain filtration process, a normal filtration can be used, and this doesn't have harsh chemicals. This could be used for toilet flushing purpose and irrigation purpose. This treated water can be used for them, and this protects the environment and ecosystem. Without filtration, if it is let, it affects the ecosystem. Next thing, community participation and awareness, which improves the optimum water utilization by creating public water campaigns, community based water management, and behavioral changes improves the optimum water usage. If we have a good policy and regulation, this improves water utilization through rainwater harvesting regulation. Certain states have imposed rainwater harvesting system is essential to get the building license. Now, if it is been followed automatically by this government regulation, we will be having water conservation, water usage norms for a particular community, for a particular house. This much of water can be supplied by the government, and this increases the groundwater, and this streamlines the water usage by conservative initiatives. Now, the second half of this session, how we can save the water. This is one of the elementary water conservation strategies. In daily use, what are the ways we can save the water from day to day life? First one, in bathrooms, we can turn off the tap while brushing the teeth or shaving. This saves 6 to 8 liters per minute. How much minutes we spend for shaving or brushing? If we open the tap, this is the improvement. Take a short shower, then long bath. 5 minutes or less is called short shower. More than 5 minutes are called a long bath. It saves 50 to 70 liters per day. Fixage of leaks in a tap. If there is any single drop of water per second which has 15 to 20 liters of water wastage daily. If any leakages are there in our house, it has to be properly addressed in order to conserve the water. Use buckets instead of shower when possible. Why? Because we will be having 20-liter bucket. This ensures that we are using 20 liters of water. Next thing is in kitchen, what can be used washing the vegetables? We can use a bowl instead of washing in a running water. Reuse of left out water when we are washing the rice. That washed rice water is very much useful for watering the plants. This is much more effective way when you are only watering to the plants. Save 6 liters per minute. Usage of dishwashers when it is fully loaded. Anyhow, the dishwashers use the same amount of water. It is best to utilize full. Same way for laundry practice. There are different kind of washing machines. This is called water rating. We would have heard about ACs. According to the star, the AC are much more energy efficient. 5-star ACs will use less amount of electricity. The same way, water rating is there. When you are purchasing the washing machine, make sure that if it is having higher rating. According to this rating, the amount of liter of water is used is reduced, so which saves around 20 to 40 liters per cycle if you are using in full loaded machines. When you use efficient washing machine, which can reduce 50 percentage of less water and give the same amount of result of washing. And avoid excessive water when you are not using washing machine. Avoid excessive water when rinsing. For outdoor usages, when you are planting the trees, what you can do is you can mainly water during morning or evening. This reduces the evaporation loss by 30 to 40 percentage. That water will directly go into the plant's root. During the mid of the day it can evaporate. Use drip irrigation for gardens. You can see here this is called the drip irrigation. For each and every plant, the water is being irrigated to the roots. This reduces the evaporation and this ensures that the water is having no loss during the runoff. The same way, sweep driveways instead of a hose. We can sweep the floor, any parking ways by using a hose or by this kind of sweep. So generally use this kind of sweeping sticks instead of using a hose. This will reduce water consumption. Collect rainwater for gardening. You can use the rainwater which you have collected. Next thing, household maintenance. Through our tap and fixtures, this can improve the water conservation. How? The regular checkup of leaks in the taps. Install water saving device such as aerators and low flow fixtures. You can see two types of tap fittings here. One thing is regular aerator and another thing is a efficient aerator. You can see the difference. When you are using a normal aerator, around 6 liter of water is spent. When this kind of aerator is used, these packets are there. This will use only 2.5 liters for the same amount of for the same purpose. This can save your cost. Reuse and recycle the grey water. What are grey water called? Washing and bathing water after its use is called grey water. This can be used for cleaning or gardening purpose. This reduces freshwater usage by 30 to 50 percentage. Also, when you are using RO, wastewater, that wastewater can be used for different purposes, which can be used for gardening, washing the car, mopping purpose, flushing, etc., which saves 20 to 25 liters per day. Next thing is personal habit can be changed. If we change the habit, then the amount of water usage can be reduced. The following things, whichever I have discussed, if we change according to this, brushing while having a bath, while mopping, etc. So many things I have discussed. When changing this kind of habit creates water conservation and spreading the awareness also improves the water conservation. Next thing, when you are washing the car, use bucket of water instead of using a hose. When you use the hose, generally 19 liters of water per minute you will be spending, which is around nearly a bucket of water. How much minutes you spend for washing the car, that much of amount of water is going to waste. The last thing is community level actions. We know that there might be some leak in a pipe, in a public pipeline. Generally we move out of that situation, but you can call this toll free number throughout India. If you call this, they will be connecting with respective water resource department in that state and in that district. They will quickly take responsive action. So these are the community level actions which can be spreaded across. Report to public water leakage. So 24 bar 7 throughout India you can use this number for community level actions when there is a public water leakage or there is improper water utilization, and for complaints related to drinking water in rural areas.